This is where I'm also going to draw this dotted line at the SCADA layer, because depending on how you're deploying this, ultimately this is where the OT and the IT worlds typically clash, right? And so what do I mean by that? OT, or operational technology, and IT, information technology, typically dictate where some of these components and whom these certain components are usually serviced by. The SCADA, like I said, provides a lot of value for the OT side, but ultimately the way it is deployed, it's going to live on usually on-prem servers or edge servers. There's a lot of debates around that. Ultimately, it's going to be this blend of OT and IT interactions that make this layer possible. The next layer, right, and I'm going to draw this in a little box, it's going to be your MES, or manufacturing execution systems. Manufacturing execution systems are going to have very little control over the operations. They're used primarily for data capture, data analysis, and ultimately decisions that'll make the manufacturing process better. What kind of metrics are we looking at here? The most fundamental one that you'll see almost everybody talk about is OE, or your equipment efficiency. And ultimately, your OE metrics are going to allow you to capture how the process or the production line is performing in order to make that process better. So fundamentally, your MES system does not need to know the state of every motor at every second. It does not need to know the temperature of your tank system at every millisecond like SCADA would. The distinction that I would make is that SCADA is concerned with the process and the technical side. Your MES layer is the link for your data to understand the process from a management standpoint, from perhaps a Lean Six Sigma standpoint. So this data is not going to be raw, and this is something I didn't necessarily discuss this time, but here I'm going to put a raw data label, which is coming from your field devices. Your sensor is going to update every single time. It's going to continuously read the level of your tanks, the temperature of your tank, etc. From that raw data, this data is going to be sent to the PLCs. PLCs are going to capture raw data. They're rarely going to forward raw data before transforming it. Usually that's done at the SCADA, historian, or edge device layer. Ultimately, this raw data is going to live in the PLC and HMI before it's sent anywhere else. At the MES layer, you don't necessarily need to consume all the raw data. You're going to have a connection from MES to SCADA very often, and sometimes you're going to consume more data than the SCADA has, so you're going to drill down to the PLC and HMI. Why does this happen?